What is up, English 10 honors students? Mr. Bucket here with my second vocab video of the day I'm recording. I can do this all day. To talk to you about words 6 through 10 AP on your AP term sheet, quarter 3. Okay, so the first word, this should be word 6 on your list, is not pronounced litotes. This is litotes. It is not litotes, like OMG. Ed Sheeran is litotes adorbs. No, it is litotes. And litotes, which is a Greek word if you can't tell, is a formal understatement that involves making an affirmative point by denying its opposite. Now, this is going to require a little breaking down because I have a feeling reading that, it just doesn't make any sense probably. So let's look at it closer. All right, so first of all, it's an understatement. That means you take something that is less than true, or like saying something is not as bad as it is. So you make this understatement by taking an affirmative point by denying its opposite. So like, okay, let's say it's raining out. You come in and you're just soaked, and your dad asks you, is it raining out? And you say, it's not dry. That is litotes. What you've done is you've said it's not the opposite of what it is, and affirming that it is dry in this way, right? Like you say, when somebody says something great, and you say, that's not a bad idea, right? That is litotes, because you are instead taking what it isn't and saying what it is, saying it's not that, right? Like if somebody says like, do you like dogs? And you say, well, I don't love cats, right? Again, litotes. Word number 7 is caricature. Caricature, you probably are familiar with this term as far as like the artists that sit with a big pad of paper and you sit down and they draw a funny picture that makes fun of you, like the picture that we've shown here, right? It's a verbal description whose purpose is to distort or exaggerate for comic effect a person's physical features or other characteristics. So, like you sit down and, if you have a big forehead, then they blow it up. And, they, if your jaw, like, again, your jaw sticks out, they really make it out like that. Like, I don't go to a caricaturist because I feel like if you sit down across from a caricaturist and ask them to draw a caricature of you and you are bald with a big nose, they're like, I don't even have to try. Like, I don't have to think about this. It's I already know. It's just going to look like me. Anyways, so a caricature in literature, however, is verbal. It is when you make someone an over-exaggeration of who they are in order to tease them. So whenever you exaggerate someone's effects in writing, someone's characteristics in writing, you are doing a caricature, especially when you really blow them out of proportion. Next, we have conceit. Conceit is a fanciful expression, usually an extended metaphor or surprising analogy between dissimilar objects that is clever. So it's a metaphor, but notice the word extended there, and that's what really makes a conceit a conceit. It's got to be an extended metaphor. It has to have multiple points of comparison in which it is like that thing, right? The example I have right here, life is a mountain filled with switchbacks and rock slides and a few straight paths to the top, right? Like that is a conceit. This next one, you don't need any introduction to. You are teenagers. You are aware what this is. It's your fluent first language, sarcasm. Sarcasm comes from the Greek meaning to tear flesh. Just for the sake of it, let's define it for you. Bitter, caustic language that is meant to hurt or ridicule someone or something. If done correctly, it is witty and insightful. If done incorrectly, it's just kind of mean. So for example, in my class, if Merritt Snyder says something silly or ridiculous and I say, wow, great answer, Merritt, that would be a great example of sarcasm. I don't really mean it was a great answer. I mean that I'm making fun of him a little bit. Sorry, Merritt. Love you, dude. Anyways, next, objectivity. Objectivity is an impersonal presentation of events and characters. Just to take a break from the little definition here, objectivity is a tone. right? It is a style of writing, but it's also a style of speaking and of presenting yourself. It is a writer's attempt to remove himself or herself, theirselves, from any subjective personal involvement in a story. Hard news journalism is frequently prized for its objectivity, although even fictional stories can be told without a writer rendering personal judgment. So, for example, news, as mentioned here, journalism, news is supposed to be objective. You sort of get into an area in our country and in modern media where a lot of cable news outlets have figured out by not being objective, they can get people to tune in because they're speaking to them the way that they want to be spoken to. But for the most part, journalism should be objective, meaning it should just give us the facts, no opinion, and let us make up our own opinions. That is the whole idea of objectivity. It leaves your opinions out of there. Subjective down here, you have two people eating cake, one person who loves it and the other person who hates it. I don't know who hates cake, but whatever. And then objective is you've got some fruit there on the plate, and both of them are saying there are 4 pieces of fruit. That is objective. That is a fact. That is not up to your interpretation. That is not your opinion. It is so. It is a truth. Anyways, but that is objectivity. It is sticking to facts and leaving opinion out of it. Anyway, that should bring us to 10 words on our AP terms. I hope you all have a great week, except for Merit Cider. Have a great week.